right, we haven't done one of these in a minute. Welcome back, YouTube Division 2. It is Tuesday, and we have a load of new items to get. We're going to get straight into it. We're going to start off with our main vendor in DC. So, most of these items I'm pointing out, not necessarily for their stats or how good they are, but just because they're named items, or I'm going to be pointing out maxed attributes and things that just help either newer players or just to bring up proficiency on anything that you don't have proficient yet. So here on the main DC vendor, we have our Grown Great, the latest named SMG, following the Tommy gun, coming with perfect stabilize. Next up, I never knew how to pronounce this, the Cabaret SMG, another named SMG that's fairly new with perfect Thunder Strike. Then we have the Prophet with Perfect Determined. This is actually a good one to keep. You can just swap out that attribute to damage to armor and damage to targets out of cover, whatever it is you prefer, and you have a pretty good Prophet pistol right here. This is probably something, like I said, you would definitely end up keeping. And then I do know as we go down, on the next vendor, now we're going to go over to our clan vendor, which has some decent stuff. Our clan vendor, as always, has 3 named items. The most important one being the gift. If I'm remembering off the top of my head, it's a Dark Zone named item, or just one that I found difficult to get. I believe I've only gotten this one once. So the gift is definitely a decent one. You have some decent attributes too. Your core is above high. Your crit chance is nearly max. You probably swap out that hazard protection for some crit damage. And you have a great double crit weapon damage with the brand set headshot damage. You kind of have everything all around for whatever DPS build you have going. This comes with perfect vigilance, which again, another great talent, increases total weapon damage by 25% until you take damage. Next up, we have our Point Man Gilligard named chest piece, which comes with perfect Vanguard, another great piece of gear. And then we have our Baker's Dozen, which is a named rifle that I personally haven't used, but hey, this is all about proficiency, leveling up. As you can see, the gift, I don't have that proficient. I did purchase this, even though I have one. This was actually better than the one I had prior, so this will be put onto a build to bring up that proficiency. And in the clan vendor, we have the Lavoisier. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. Correct me please, because I do not want to butcher this name every time I mention it, but here we are. Its attributes are okay. I would just purchase this a bunch of times to bring up that proficiency. I had mine at like a 7, purchased a few, and now it is maxed. In the clan vendor, we also have the 1886 rifle. I would grab this for that accuracy to throw in my library, along with the police MK17. I'd probably put that crit damage in my library. I believe, it's been a while since I've done this, so I can't remember if you can take out that crit damage. I believe you can though. But you have some maxed attributes here. You have another name item in the clan vendor, and we have some decent stuff over at our other locations. Starting at the castle, we have the Forge Holster, coming with maxed attribute shield health, plus 50% shield health, and this one comes with a skill haste attribute. You can actually purchase this in 2 different locations, the campus and here at the castle. The main difference is the one at the campus comes with health instead of skill haste, which if you're purchasing this to actually keep and use, I would probably get this one because you're probably using this on some sort of tech build, unless you're going to swap out that third attribute maybe for crit chance, crit damage, whatever the build is you're making. This would be beneficial. But like I said, if this is for a tech build, you want to purchase the one over here at the castle. The one at the campus just comes with health. I wouldn't really use it. I purchased this, like I said, to bring up my proficiency earlier. So this is your go-to. You're going to find the same item here at the campus. And aside from that, the campus doesn't really have much else. But we also have our Gilligard holster, which comes with max skill haste. So if you want to use this for a build, but you want that skill haste maxed, well, you can purchase this right here, put that skill haste attribute into your library, and now you can put it on your Forge holster. So kind of 2-in-1 here, really benefits you in this one in particular. But that's what we have here in the castle. Now let me show you what we have over in the theater. Now here at the theater, we actually have the firm handshake, which is pretty funny because last week this was actually in the countdown vendor, which I guess it really depends on how often you run countdown and which currency you'd prefer to spend. I would personally prefer to spend the main currency here rather than the countdown currency, just because that countdown currency can go toward getting exotic caches, getting your exotic components. It's the one material that's most important that is not shared when you create new agents. When you create new agents, it's easy to share the other resources. But yeah, I would not a bad pickup. Not a bad pickup if you want to make it proficient. It comes with max status effects, some decent weapon damage. There was repair skills I'd probably swap out. But yeah, we have here the firm handshake gloves. Now we get into the dark zone. Now this is a pretty awesome week because each dark zone vendor all have a named dark zone exclusive item, which is fantastic. I know a lot of people might not like to play dark zone, but I find it fairly easy to be able to hide in there as a solo, collect your resources, extract them. Most of the time you won't have too many people messing with you because a lot of times people in a dark zone are just fighting each other. They're playing it like it's PvP. But if they don't have anyone to fight, they're probably going to hunt you down. So don't be afraid to switch your dark zone. Don't be afraid to switch over your server if you're not trying to go too heavy PvP. But it's definitely doable to get the resources. Now starting off in Dark Zone West, we have the Virginian, which comes with perfect boomerang. Critical hits have a 75% chance to return the bullet to the magazine. If a bullet is returned to the magazine, the next shot has plus 50% increased damage. Obviously, a really cool talent. I haven't used this myself. I'm going to be grinding some Dark Zone, buying this, and testing this guy out because it's a pretty cool sounding talent, pretty cool looking weapon. But next up, we go over to Dark Zone South. And over here in Dark Zone South, we have the named Walker Harrison Co. backpack, the Matador. As you can see, you get weapon damage as the brand set, which is pretty cool. And if you have a two-piece, damage to armor, even better. This comes with a halfway core of weapon damage, decent critical hit chance, weapon handling, which you would probably swap out if you want that double crit. Or if you do want the weapon handling, it's a pretty good 3/4 of the way attribute. And this comes with perfect adrenaline rush. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 23% bonus armor for 5 seconds, stacks up to 3 times, so I believe that comes out to 66% bonus armor, which is not bad at all. I have yet to actually use adrenaline rush for anything, but like I said, this is all about proficiency, so if you need to bring that up, you have this one right here, another one that I will be grinding for, and one that I have yet to see myself since I came back to the Division 2. But next up, we go over to Dark Zone East. And at Dark Zone East, we have the named marksman rifle, the Pinprick. This comes with our talent, Perfect First Blood. If scoped, your first 2 shots fired from out of combat or after fully reloading from empty deals headshot damage to any part of the body. So I guess it's kind of similar to your Headhunter talent, just obviously slightly different. You'd have to do different things to proc it, but in the end it kind of does the same thing. Now you have here some marksman rifle damage, which is okay. Your headshot damage is nearly max, which is awesome. Some crit damage, which I'm not sure which one you'd swap out because that marksman rifle damage is so low, or you wouldn't really care because it's not a marksman rifle you'd use and you just want to bring up the proficiency, which is the category I would kind of fall in. So this is your named marksman rifle. Pretty awesome that we have so many named Dark Zone weapons at the vendors, which also probably means we'll see a lot more people in the Dark Zone this week. But like I said, don't be afraid, give it a try. It's a game. You're gonna lose some, you're gonna win some. It's okay. You're gonna have people who are kind of, I guess you could say, diehards at the game, and they're gonna try hard. That's alright. Just keep trying, keep going for it. Trust me, I know it can be a headache, but that's part of the grind of Division. Going up against rogue agents and also just meeting fellow friendly agents. But that's all I have for you guys. Comment down below, what are you purchasing this week that you found most important to have? What items are you going to grind for so you could bring up proficient? And overall, what builds do you like to use? Until then, I'll see you all on the next one.